everyone. It is Monday, September 11th. On this day, I'm Michael Taylor, and of course, it's Patriots Day. It's that day we remember, can you believe it's been 22 years since the attacks on America? The Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and that field where United Flight crashed into in Pennsylvania so many years ago. It's one of those days, right, that the day of infamy, JFK assassination, and of course this generation had 9/11, where we remember where we were and what we did that day and what it was all like. And so amazing day to remember, and make sure if you have a flag, you put your flag out today on your flagpole or out of your house, and just kind of take that time to remember what today was all about. For today on this show, we're going to be talking to Dan McEachern. He is with the McEachern Company, and we're going to be talking all things patio and all things kitchen with him about refurbishing. And the Democratic Club is going to join us, Sue Durning and Jeannie Lapowski. Let me get out of the way of her name. There we go. Jeannie Lapowski is going to be on the show, and we're going to be talking about a candidates forum they have coming up and some of the endorsements that they're going to be doing down the line, and also the new districts and the new elections that are coming up for the primaries. So lots of stuff to talk about with them. Hey, let's stay informed. Want to tell you about a great opportunity. If you're interested, call for candidates from the GRF board, Golden Rain Foundation. They are calling for interested Laguna Woods Village members to submit candidate applications for the 2023 annual election. They are looking to fill 3 seats with terms ending in 2026. So if you are interested, make sure you get the information on the screen there. We got some phone numbers up there for you. If you're interested in serving, it's a great opportunity to make your case for being a candidate and see if you can get elected. Hey, Golden Rain Foundation, and now we have some opportunity for some rain for ourselves. Let's take a look outside, because we actually might have some sprinkles today. We have this tropical system. It's not going to be the return of Hillary. We have a tropical system sitting off the coast of Mexico, and we're getting some upper level clouds moving in, so we have that rain over the weekend. We might get some sprinkles today. It's really going to be mostly cloudy to partly cloudy for the day, depending, so we might get some. The humidity and the high temperatures are going to stay with us just for mostly today. Tomorrow, we're going to start clearing out, getting that regular coastal influence that we're used to, much cooler temperatures. Maybe it'll even feel like fall. Can you believe fall's only 9 days away? So hopefully we get some fall-like feeling here and say goodbye to summer. I've had enough of it. Love some cooler temperatures. Hey, let's take a look at the sunrise and the sunset while we're at it. Sunrise was 6:32. Sunset is going to be 7:03 tonight. And that is a great picture from Mark Rabinowitz. He sent it to us. Somebody putting their kayak in the water over there in Dana Point, a little launch area. It looks fun. If you want to send us a picture like Mark did, you can do so. Go ahead and send us your pics. Email them to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. We'd love to see your name on there. Tell us where you took the picture. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or great, just anything in your neighborhood or maybe on a vacation you've been on recently. Make sure the picture is horizontal and not vertical so we can make it fit on the screen just wonderfully. All right, let's take a look at the meetings, and then when we come back, all things patio and home improvement with Dan McEachern. Stay with us.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Did you hear the big news? The FDA announced the over-the-counter hearing aid program. It's been 6 years in the making. And what does that mean to you if you wear hearing aids or if you're thinking about wearing hearing aids for the first time? Most people are asking themselves, what is an over-the-counter hearing aid? Would it work for me? Where do I get them to try? How much do they cost? For over 40 years, Advanced Ear Care has been helping answer questions just like this. Call us today and find out more. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
At Freedom Village, we want you to create a life worth believing in.
Staff is fantastic. Whenever you need any help, they're there to help you.
I met so many people. I have so many friends now compared to when I was, living by myself. I didn't have hardly any friends.
I have to say it was one of the best decisions of my life.
It's like living in a resort. It's just the nicest way to live.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
The man from the McEachran Company's here. Well, you know him as the guy in the kilt from the commercials. It's Dan McEachran. Welcome to the program.
Glad to be here, Michael.
We're going to talk all things patio and home improvement and kitchens and all kind of stuff. How is business these days? Is there a season for you?
Yeah, there is, but it's kind of hard to tell. Be prepared for this is that now the patios are really doing well, and patio covers. And I just finished a Majorca model patio cover, and then it turned out really well. And then I was over at PCM, and they said someone there was looking for a contractor. And she goes, I want somebody named Dan, some guy named Dan. And she goes, he's standing right behind you. And so that's how we have another one, and I'm doing the same model, and it's turned out really well.
Is that a lot of your business? Is folks like, I saw this, I want this in the community you work in?
It is, and particularly it's like, someone says they saw the neighbor, and so that's great. So I go out and I talk to them, I bring them over, and we look at it, and it doesn't get really much better than that. And so many of the units are similar, and people say, hey, I recognize that model. I have that model. Mm-hmm. So that's what has been pushing this last couple and I think the rain. When we had all that rain a couple of months ago, and people started thinking about patios, and now the sun's out, and now they're talking about shade.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the lead time? Let's say, hey, I'm going to have Thanksgiving. We're going to have a lot of family over, and I want to have a little shade in the backyard. Maybe we'll eat in the backyard. What's the lead time you need to do like a patio? And then, I mean, I know it's different. It varies because kitchens can be really dramatic or not too much. But what's the lead time on those kinds of things?
Well, that's a good question. Generally, a patio enclosure takes about 6 to 8 weeks, a patio room, from start to finish. But because of the permits and getting the building permits from the HOA and the city, it's working out better now. So we're confident now that, okay, we can get the permit for this job. So we can go ahead and start the process, get it remeasured and get it going, and while the permit process is moving along. So then it's really getting the date for the install that seems to be, because there's so much work right now that you've got to set the date for the install as soon as you can. Mm-hmm. And then you might set it out like 2 months, but then if you can work back a little bit, you got it. So it takes, and a patio cover generally is about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So, but the actual job on a patio enclosure is about a week to install. On a cover, it's just a couple of days.
Okay. So if people want to, if they want to redo their kitchen, they're going to, hey, for Thanksgiving, we're going to host, but we really need a redo on the kitchen. It's time to start thinking about those things now and book something in the next few weeks to be able to say, for you to be able to say, yes, we can do this by Thanksgiving, right?
A kitchen would take about 3 months.
Yeah, so we're talking about give you a call tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, and so and that's why the patio business was I'm kind of, because I've done all this remodeling and total remodels, that I like the idea of sticking with the kitchens and the patio enclosures now, and so that's a little quicker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now. How do the patios stand up in terms of leaks and those kinds of things? I mean, in terms of material. I mean, imagine when you put one in, you pretty much take care of all that. Right. But when you kind of attach it to the house or something like that, it can be the little seams that happen.
A patio room, particularly, or even a cover, is not like building a regular roof on a house, and that because you got more layers of protection. A patio, you basically got your insulated aluminum roof, and you have one layer of protection. So on that, you got to set it in right and caulk everything. And so it's particularly important that you give a little time after the job's installed to make sure it doesn't have any kind of leaks. Mm-hmm. And it used to be like in the business, you give 1 year labor. I just forgot about that because people would call you 2 years later and they have a leak. And so I just said, listen, you own the cover, you buy the cover for me or the enclosure. I'll guarantee the thing won't leak, and if you have a leak 4 or 5 years from now, I'll fix it for nothing.
Right.
And
Okay.
so that's became the thing. You just stand behind it because, and the leak may be just a little spot. We miss a little caulking or something like that. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Right.
So-
And the normal kind of wear of weathering and storms and that kind of thing can also just,
It
just
can.
a little-
It may take 10 years. And some of these
Sure.
covers go, 20 years now, and they call me out, and maybe it's one I did or didn't do. I go, well, yeah, this has done a pretty good job, but I got to reseal this.
Yeah.
So I got to scrape out the caulk and reseal it. So,
Right.
And particularly now the way they're built really well, and they can stand up to a lot. So they're like a room.
When you walk into a kitchen, when you walk into somebody's thing, how much most people don't know exactly what they want, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm guessing that's one of the things. What are some of the things that you find like, okay, here's the mistakes people make, or here's what you should know before you call me, or should think about before you call me?
Well, when it comes to a kitchen remodel, what I've learned is listen to the woman of the house. And so if you ask them, what are you going to do? Maybe, I don't really get into, well, how much money are you going to spend? That's really not the issue. What model do you have, and what can we, what do you want to do? You want to complete, and that's most of the time we do the complete remodel. Years ago, we used to do partials and do some new cabinets. That kind of is not, that's a little hard to find that skilled craftsman to come in there just to redo a few cabinets.
Right.
And now it's more like, hey, you got it and redo it. But in kitchen remodels, everything I've learned about remodeling a kitchen, I learned from a woman. And you go out there and ask them. I started just by doing it, and then a lady told me one time, I would not, a man built this kitchen, I guarantee you. And I didn't know that. A woman wouldn't do it this way. And so that's what I do, listen.
And the things you have a checklist for folks, here's the things we need to kind of hammer out, so they kind of guide them through that process.
Right, it's like you make up a little list, okay, here's what we got. And just list it all. We're going to do cabinets or the flooring, what we're going to do with the ceiling, are we going to take it out, leave it, build a little bit, and taking out a lot of these older models have these drop ceilings with fluorescent lights, and so we generally have to take that out, raise the ceiling a little bit, and that's been the way we've done it.
Yes, you walk people through all the decision points that have to be made.
Yeah, right.
From picking out the aesthetic and the look to layout and all that.
Yeah, and whatever the homeowner, if you're dealing with a kitchen, it's like, okay, let's go down and we'll look at granite, we'll look at tile. What are you going?
Right.
And a lot of solid surface countertops are being used nowadays because it's clean, a nice, simple little. And so you go down and you get it, pick out what you want, and go.
Now, do you have a lot of folks that you work with that are local in terms of, like, I know we had supply chain issues for a while, so do a lot of your vendors make them in-house or locally?
Particularly, yeah, the manufacturer of the aluminum product is in Buena Park. And I've been with those guys for 35 years. And just staying with one company has its benefits. And so, but our cabinets are made right in Irvine now. And that has worked out great. So it's like, and I know the guy who runs the company. He's a cabinet builder himself. He comes out and will measure this thing off. So there's a familiarity there that really makes it comfortable.
Right.
Okay, I know what I'm getting, and I know when I'm going to get it.
Okay.
So,
now, what are you looking forward to? What do you got on the horizon?
Well, I just, that job right there is on the picture there. There's not 90, that's like 95% finished. We're just getting it. And so, but that was just a big, uneven patio floor and all that. And so now we did an insulated roof, and they don't have any furniture in there now, but soon there will be, and that thing's going to be looking great. But I'm looking to do a little more kitchens and keep going with the patio enclosures.
Okay, well, Dan, I wish you well.
Thank you.
Good luck with that. I know you do great work. I've seen so many of your pictures and talked to you, so it's a wonderful job out there. Dan McKetchin from the Ketchin Company. When we come back, we're going to be talking to the folks from the Democratic Club. Stay with us.
Hi there, it's Bob Eubanks. You probably know me from the Newlywed Game, but what you may not know is I'm the only living person to have produced a Beatles show all 3 years they toured America. I've put together a great show called Backstage with the Beatles. I tell seldom or never before heard stories that lead up to music with a Beatle band on stage with me, Ticket to Ride. We're going to be here, Laguna Woods, in the Pack, September 23rd at 7 p.m.
We're a family business. I have my wife, my 2 sons that work in the business with me. So we really actually are a family-run business. We call them our extended family. We do it from the moment they walk into the office. We actually have personal relationships and friendships with our clients.
They're not just a client, they are part of our friends and family.
That's what we do here at Sterling Financial Advisors. We help people get peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Laguna Woods Dental Care, our goal is to serve and provide dental services to the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is currently specializing in senior dental care from USC Dental School and has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 16 years. At Laguna Woods Dental, our top priority is your overall wellness, ensuring your current medications do not affect your oral health. We offer a convenient plan for $250 a year that includes exam, x-rays, and all types of cleanings are covered. Our office is located right outside of gate number 3. Come book your appointment today.
Hey, beach walkers, grandkid chasers, stair climbers, dance lovers, weekend warriors, and yogis. Your life demands activity, and joint pain shouldn't hold you back. Get personalized joint care that's as unique as you, with high satisfaction rates to prove it. At Memorial Care, your joint replacement patient navigator will be by your side, helping you safely return to more. Like another beach, extra hug, and one more song. More from life is calling with Memorial Care.
Hi, I'm Ann Mundell-Noel, audiologist and owner at Amazing Hearing. We are so excited. We have been voted #1 place to buy a hearing aid in Orange County, and it's all thanks to you, our patients, colleagues, friends, family. Thank you so much for placing your trust in us for your hearing needs. Give us a call at 949-667-9818. Thank you.
From the Democratic Club, we want to welcome Jeannie Lepowski and Sue Deering back to the program. Welcome to the show. Sue, this is my first time, I think, with you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
welcome,
thank you.
welcome. You guys have some amazing stuff coming up, a long list of things, so I want to kind of get right into it, right? Tell us about this candidate forum you have coming up.
Okay. Well, we have a candidate forum for the 47th Congressional District. There are 3 candidates, 3 Democratic candidates running, and they are Dom Jones, Dave Min, and Joanna Weiss. And unfortunately, Dave Min will not be able to be there on the 19th because he has other conflicts on that day. But he did appear at our June picnic, and so residents were able to see him. We had a very good turnout for that, and it was on television on Village TV, and it was also, it's on YouTube, so they will have a chance to see them there. There is no guest fee.
Right, you waive the fee that you usually
yes,
do for your meetings.
Right, we always waive it when we have candidates,
Okay.
because we want as many people as possible to be able to see the candidates in person.
And how important is it for you guys to kind of, when these candidates come through town, to maybe get them and have them featured for folks in here in Laguna Woods Village?
Well, we think it's very important. Our Get Out the Vote program does provide door hangers and advice, voting advice to people, but we want people to know who the candidates are personally as much as possible. And Village TV really is an excellent avenue for us to do that, and the fact that the programs are aired 4 times the following month and then put on YouTube makes the candidates available to a lot more people than just the people that come in person. And also it's important for our pre-endorsement process, which I can talk about later.
Yeah, and so the new districts are out. We had the census, and new districts have been drawn, and so there's some new districts to talk about, and brand new kind of candidates that are running, right?
Right, exactly. And so the candidate forum on the 19th of this month is for Congressional District 47, which is a relatively small proportion of Laguna Woods.
Right.
Most of Laguna Woods is in Congressional District 40, which we also had a candidate forum for those candidates, and those and the recordings are also available.
Young Kim's certainly in that seat right now, right?
It's Young Kim, and so we have 2 Democrats running against her, and I want to also talk about, it's important to know which district you're in, but
that's true.
You'll find out when you get your ballot, worst case. But it's important to note that we have a primary coming up, and that the voting starts in February. We talk about the March primary, but the ballots actually are mailed out at the beginning of February. I believe it's February 6th. And 2 things that are going to be on the primary ballot besides these candidates are 2 constitutional amendments that have passed the legislature, the California legislature, both houses, unanimously. And those are to repeal certain measures in the California Constitution. One of them is Article 34, which originally passed in 1950, and it required that when there's government funding for affordable housing, it has to be approved by an election. Okay, which means that which adds a financial burden and you know, all kinds of obstacles to actually solving our current housing prices.
Right, because nobody ever wants that housing in their neighborhood. You get the NIMBYism that goes on, and so I can see where that would be a hindrance to be able to get that process going.
Yeah, and you know, with the housing crisis so severe, especially in Orange County, where we have some of the highest housing prices, we have to be able to build more housing so that more people can stay in California, the people that we need to run our economy. So that one is coming up. In the March primary. Another one that's another ballot measure that repeals part of our existing Constitution. This is the one that repeals the language of Proposition 8 from 2008, which forbade same-sex marriage. And that language, even though Proposition 8 was passed and then found unconstitutional, the language is still in the Constitution.
It was really nullified by the Supreme Court in a sense, so but now just kind of one of those get it off the books kind of things.
Exactly. So now it's kind of we're cleaning up our Constitution to reflect the legal reality.
Right.
And there are other issues associated with that are addressed in the new language that is added to. Well, anyway. So I don't want to get into all the
those are
details,
things we're coming up most certainly. Sue, we want to get over to some pre-endorsement things you guys are doing on October 21st. Now, the clubs actually have kind of a role in having a voice in the endorsement process, right?
Yes, the Democratic Party provides for clubs to have representatives based on how many members they have.
Okay.
And the Democratic Club in Laguna Woods has more representatives to pre-endorsement conference than any other club in Orange County.
That was going to be my guess.
Yes, yes, we do. We have 17 representatives, and in addition, we have 4 delegates who also go to the convention, but they're elected statewide. We get to vote on who we want to have the endorsement for California Senate and for both congressional districts, and we do not get to vote for who we want for U.S. Senate.
Now, is that a binding or is it recommendatory?
It depends, okay? It depends. There's a complicated process. If a candidate gets 70% of the vote at pre-endorsement, then that is binding, and it goes on to the convention, and that is who the Democratic Party of Orange County endorses. But if it's 60% or if it's 50%, there are other things that come into play. It gets a little more complicated.
You don't quite get that mandate, then they're still up in the air.
Then they have to vote on it at the convention, and then the delegates get to vote, but the representatives do not get to vote.
Okay. One more thing before we go. October 17th, you guys have the professor and chair of the political science at UCI, Simone Chambers, coming to one of your things. Briefly, a little bit about her.
Well, she's got a book coming out. Her field of study is democracy itself, and contemporary democratic theory is the name of her new book coming out later at the end of the year. Her subject is Christian nationalism as a threat to democracy. which is, of course, not anti-religious. It's about separating church and state. And so she's going to come and talk to us. She's going to talk about what is democracy and is it worth saving and what is so valuable about democracy. Of course, we all agree.
I feel it's worth saving.
Yeah, me too.
But real quick, let's put the flyer up on the screen again. I want to talk about that real quick. September 19th, Candidate Forum. You guys have it coming up. Where's and when's and all that stuff. 47th, and what clubhouse is going to be? Or
this is Clubhouse 2, and
Okay.
it starts at 7 o'clock. No fee. You can come at 6:30 to socialize and to meet the candidates. And
Sounds
that's
good.
the basic general meeting.
Good time had by all. All right, Jeannie and Sue, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
When we come back, we're going to preview Monday's movie. You're watching This Day.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 32 miles per gallon, a 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an extra-large touchscreen. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Irvine Subaru. Buy online, just come in to sign. Get 2 years complimentary maintenance included on all new Subarus.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
Dr. Vyas and the OCI Care staff believe in one-on-one care and the patient-physician relationship.
OCI Care was absolutely the most wonderful place I've ever been to as far as being taken care of.
The staff was very friendly and I felt very welcomed and relaxed.
How did I feel about Dr. Vyas? The man is very gentle, he is very caring, and totally involved with detail.
We've got a great movie for you today on Patriots Day. Let's get right to it. It's Man on a Wire. It's a documentary about the man who literally walked across a wire between the 2 World Trade Center buildings many years ago, back in the 70s. Great movie. It's brought to us by Providence Mission Hospital. Has a lot of great information about the towers and how they were built, too, so it's very interesting. Going to be 2 p.m. with subtitles and 6 p.m. without them. You're watching This Day. Hope you enjoyed the program. Bobby will be here tomorrow.